I am Luitgard of Alemannia, the fourth and last wife of King Charlemagne, ruler of the Franks and the man who shaped the destiny of Europe as we know it. Though history often casts me as a fleeting shadow in the grandeur of his reign, my life, from 768 to 814, was intertwined with his as an advisor, consort, and, above all, a devoted companion. Allow me to share my story, from my own voice, as a queen who stood beside the greatest ruler of our age. Born into Alemannian nobility, I was raised amidst the rolling hills and ancient forests of my homeland. My lineage was noble and proud, tied to a people who had long resisted the expanding Frankish kingdom. I learned early the art of diplomacy, the value of intellect, and the strength of faith. When Charlemagne sought to solidify alliances and integrate Alemannia more firmly into his empire, he chose me, not only for political gain but also, I dare to believe, for the spark of mutual respect and admiration that kindled between us. Our union was one of deep partnership. Charlemagne's court was not merely a place of pomp, it was a hub of learning, strategy, and governance. My role extended beyond the traditional expectations of a queen. While I did not bear him children, a fact that might have lessened my stature in the eyes of some, it did not diminish my importance to him. Together, we shared intellectual pursuits. I was a patron of learning and encouraged the cultural revival that blossomed under his reign, the Carolingian Renaissance. In our private moments, we discussed the reform of laws, the expansion of the church, and the unification of a fractured Europe under the banner of faith. As queen, I traveled with him across his vast empire, from Aachen, his beloved capital, to the distant frontiers. I witnessed his campaigns, both triumphant and arduous. The victories against the Saxons and the Lombards, the expansion into Spain, and the consolidation of territories were not just military triumphs, but steps toward his vision of a Christian empire. While the sword was his tool, the pen and prayer were mine. I mediated disputes, comforted the grieving, and ensured the well-being of our court and subjects. Charlemagne was not without flaws. His ambition could be relentless, and his justice harsh. I endeavored to temper these traits, urging compassion where the sword might have struck too quickly. Yet, he listened, and for this, I loved him all the more. When Pope Leo III crowned him Emperor of the Romans in 800, I stood at his side, both proud and awed. To see the Frankish king elevated to such heights was a moment of divine vindication for all our efforts. Yet, it was not a crown of ease. His empire required constant vigilance, and the weight of its maintenance often bore heavily upon him. In those times, I was his solace, a partner who understood the loneliness of leadership. Our time together ended too soon. In 814, Charlemagne passed from this world, leaving a legacy that shaped the future of Christendom. His empire, though splintered in later years, laid the foundation for modern Europe. As for me, my name faded into the annals of history, overshadowed by his greatness. Yet, I remain a witness to the man behind the legend, the king who loved learning, sought unity, and yearned for divine approval in all his deeds. I am Luitgard, Queen of the Franks. My story is not merely that of a consort but of a woman who walked alongside one of history's most remarkable figures. Together, we shared a vision of a united Christendom, driven by faith, intellect, and enduring strength.